The best-selling American guitar amplifier of all time isn't made in America anymore. For 50 years, Peavey built its sound in Meridian, Mississippi, and then it moved every production line to China, and almost nobody noticed. The company still exists. The logo still sells. The amps still carry the name of the man who founded them. But the thing that made a Peavey, the American factory, the American hands, the price a working guitarist could actually afford, is gone. The roar behind stadium metal, the crunch in 1,000 garage bands, the first real amp for countless teenagers, all of it now comes off a line on the other side of the world. This is the story of how one of the most recognizable sounds in American music left the country that made it, and the handful of amp builders who still refuse to follow. Here's what makes the move to China so hard to swallow. The man who founded Peavey spent his entire career fighting against exactly that. Hartley Peavey was one of the loudest voices in the whole industry against sending American manufacturing overseas. He put "Made in the USA" on his amps and meant it, arguing in interviews and trade shows that a company owed something to the workers and the country that built it. He had started with nothing. In 1965, in a workshop in Meridian, Mississippi, he built his first amplifier by hand. He wanted to be a guitarist, realized he would never be great at it, and decided he would build the gear instead. That first amp carried a logo he had designed in a high school art class, the same slanted lettering that would end up on stages around the world. And what set Peavey apart was never boutique tone or celebrity endorsements. It was a promise that a kid mowing lawns all summer could save up and buy an amp, built in America, that could take a beating and keep working. Peavey built that factory in Meridian and kept building there for decades, dozens of buildings, thousands of workers, in a small Mississippi town that had almost nothing else like it. By the 1980s, Peavey wasn't just affordable, it was everywhere. But the amp that turned the brand into a legend arrived in 1992, and it came with a name every guitarist knows, the 5150. Eddie Van Halen had left his old amp company, and he wanted a signature amp of his own. He partnered with Peavey, and together they built a high-gain monster named after his home studio. Peavey engineer James Brown was central to getting the circuit right, dialing in the aggressive 6L6 tube-driven tone that Van Halen had in his head. The 5150 became one of the most important metal amplifiers ever made. 120 watts of American-made aggression, the sound on countless records, the backline in venues across the country, the amp that a generation of heavy bands built their entire tone around. Machine Head tracked their landmark album, Burn My Eyes, through a 5150, and the sheer weight of that record became a blueprint for modern metal production. When Van Halen and Peavey later parted ways, the company kept building the same amp under a new name, the 6505, and it only got bigger. To this day, it's a staple of modern metal. And here's the part that matters. Those amps were built in Meridian. That thick, aggressive roar, the sound in the headphones of teenagers learning their first riffs, the sound coming off festival stages, was made by workers in a Mississippi factory. The tone and the place were the same thing. You couldn't separate the sound from the soil it came from, which is exactly what makes the next part of the story sting. In 2018, the news hit that Peavey loyalists had dreaded for years. The company announced it was laying off most of its Meridian workforce and ending large-scale domestic manufacturing. After more than 50 years, the amps that built the brand would now be made overseas, the bulk of it in China. The reasons were the ones every American manufacturer gives. Overseas labor was a fraction of the cost. Competitors had already moved, selling amps at prices Peavey couldn't match while still paying American wages. The market wanted cheaper gear, and it didn't ask where that gear was made. For a company that had held out longer than almost anyone, the math finally became impossible. The same forces Hartley Peavey had spent his life fighting caught up with the company that carried his name. For the workers in Meridian, it was the end of an era. Hundreds of jobs gone in a town that had leaned on that factory for generations. And for the guitarist, something quieter changed. The amp on the shelf still said Peavey. It still said 6505. But the label on the back no longer said Mississippi. The tone was engineered to stay the same, and the marketing insisted nothing was lost. Yet the thing that had always made a Peavey more than just an amp, the fact that it was built here, was gone for good. So did the amps actually change? That's the question every Peavey owner started asking, and the answer is more complicated than either side admits. The company insists the tone is the same, that modern manufacturing holds tight tolerances, that a 6505 built overseas meets the same spec sheet as one built in Meridian. And on paper, that's largely true. But players notice things a spec sheet doesn't measure. Online forums filled up with side-by-side comparisons, arguments over transformer sourcing, debates about whether the components were truly identical or just close enough. Some swore they could hear a difference. Others admitted they couldn't tell in a blind test. What almost everyone agreed on was harder to put into words, that a tool loses something when the hands that built it are replaced, even if the sound coming out is technically the same. And the market answered in its own way. Prices on used Meridian-made Peaveys started climbing. Guitarists began hunting specifically for the older, American-built 5150s and 6505s, checking the back panel, the serial numbers, the telltale signs of a US-made unit. An amp that once sold as an affordable workhorse became a thing people sought out precisely because of where it was born. The same story is played out with Craftsman tools, with cast iron, with a dozen other American brands. The moment production leaves, the last of the domestic-built units quietly turn into something collectors chase. It's a strange kind of tribute. The best evidence that the American-made Peavey mattered is that people now pay a premium to own one from before the move, the exact era the company left behind. But Peavey's story isn't the whole story, because a handful of American amp builders never left. And they're still out there, still wiring amps by hand on American soil. The most famous is Mesa Boogie, founded in Petaluma, California in 1969 by Randall Smith. Mesa has built its amplifiers in the United States for over half a century. The choice of players who want that hand-built American tone and are willing to pay for it. Then there's Carvin, which sold direct to musicians and built its amps in California for decades. There's Soldano, the boutique legend whose hand-wired point-to-point amps became the secret weapon on records you've heard 100 times. And there's Dr. Z out of Ohio, still turning out point-to-point amps built by a small crew who signed their work. These aren't the cheapest amps on the wall. That's exactly the point. The reason Peavey left, and these builders stayed, comes down to the same choice every American manufacturer faces: compete on price and move overseas, or hold the line on where it's built and charge what that actually costs. Peavey gave a generation of guitarists their first real amp, and that matters. But the sound that came out of Meridian, Mississippi for 50 years doesn't come from there anymore. The name survived. The factory didn't. And if you want an amp still built in America, the list of companies that can honestly say so gets shorter every single year.